Good evening from Bali, everyone. It's Anifa Menon from hearthealthbrainhealth.com, encouraging healthy grieving and mindful actions. So as I said, I'm back in Bali, so I'm wishing you a good evening from this beautiful family temple here at the homestay that I'm at. And so I'm just overlooking this temple, but wanted to get kind of a different spot to chat with you today because I'm just kind of amused about some of the things that happened with me in Lombok and Gili Air. So Gili Air is actually an island that's part of the Lombok Islands. And Gili Air, if you've ever been, or if you haven't, it's the smallest of the Gili Islands. And I love it. It's such a beautiful space to see the ocean, and I've had such a beautiful time there that I had to visit again and again. It was a place that I've actually stayed at too. I want to make sure that you can see this temple occasionally. But in any case, I thought I would talk about just something really simple. Again, there's no particular theme except for making splashes on Gili Air. So I made some splashes. I feel like I'm making some splashes in Indonesia in general, and there's no actual intention to do so. But you see a different person in a regular community, so regular being what people are used to. And you know that Indonesia, like Canada, we have so many cultures around. So it's not that people are not used to seeing different cultures in Indonesia. I think one of the splashes that I seem to be making is that I love Indonesian clothes. So this is called a kebaya, this green top that I'm wearing, and I'm wearing a sarong. And I love that. It's one of my favorite types of outfits here. And it is the local national, traditional wear. And I love it, love it. So when people are seeing me as a foreigner wearing these clothes regularly, it seems to make a splash. And it's just because I love nice clothes. I also still wear Canadian clothes. I still wear, or what we would call Canadian clothes, but I just like nice clothes. And even if I'm wearing jeans, I like to wear nice jeans, so whatever it is. But here, I do love wearing kebayas, and so that makes a splash here. And then it's also kind of a splash to see a female traveling solo for so long and not running to find a relationship, either with a local or a foreigner, to save me. It's, let's run away together to have a wonderful life together. And whether a person is looking at Lombok as a place that it's easy to find a relationship with, which I've noticed that both men and women do, and some people do travel hoping to find special people, and that might be true. I haven't traveled for that purpose. As you know, this has been a calling for me. I find it very divine for my experience to be here. But many people that I meet are very surprised at how come I'm not looking. Like, aren't I looking for someone to help me get a visa in Indonesia, a long-term living visa? I am married here, so that's why I can stay here. I didn't do it in Canada, and I don't do it here. But I know it happens in Canada, and it happens here. That perhaps if I'm married, that gives me an extra bit of information, extra bit of whether income or ability to stay. So there are people who travel from other countries to come to Canada and want to marry a Canadian to be able to be Canadian citizens. And the same thing happens here, that some people want to live here, like I did too, for longer, and some will get married to do that. I'm not, and I'm not looking for that. So that seems to create a splash. But in Gili Air, I have to tell you two experiences that have been the most amusing and perhaps noticed solely by me. So I thought I'd share them with you because, again, amusement for me comes through very strange things, but I thought I'd share today just some of the amusement I've had about making splashes. So when I got to Gili Air, the actual place that I was staying, it was so nice. I got there and I realized the first day I'd bought a breakfast. I usually cook my own breakfast or meals while I'm away from this particular space especially. So here I'm paying for also a breakfast here, or my payment includes breakfast, so which is so nice. And it can over there too, but I usually, when I'm traveling, I like to just pick up something or make something simple. And I did do that over there too. So I bought this great granola that I found the last time I was there. I really have enjoyed it. So it's fruit and granola, very, very simple, but granola and yogurt. So I went to the grocery store, got these things, and there were different staff than what I was used to at this place. So even though I've been to that particular location, that place was Gili, and I'm not promoting any group or business, but they are excellent, I have to tell you. Not being paid to say that. They really are an excellent place, and there's a few places on Gili Air that are excellent. But the staff was new because the staff that I was used to seeing, especially the managerial, was on holidays at the time that I was going. So that was fine. I met a new manager. I had just bought my breakfast details from the grocery store, and I came back and he was introducing himself, and we were just having a short conversation, and I opened the yogurt and I got a splash. And I can tell you, from my first meeting with this gentleman, who was very, very polite, I can tell you, it was so not easy to not say anything. Now, we're meeting for the first time, and I don't know what you think about when there's, a splash of yogurt on someone's face. Not leading you anywhere, but let me tell you that we both kept it together and very, very polite, and nothing was said. So that was one experience. Then I can tell you that if you know me well, you know that even in a very familiar place, if I am walking along and I take a slightly different route, I could easily get lost. And as I said, Gili Air is the smallest Gili island that I know of, at least. And certainly it's the only island I've been to because I love that size and I love the actual spot. The view of the ocean there is absolutely gorgeous. So I choose that one, but it's also easy for me to get around, or easier. But even there, if I take a slightly wrong route, I can take a while to get back to where I know where I am. And luckily I feel comfortable about asking anyone the directions to a particular place. But it's similar with people, that when people are traveling, I meet lots of people. I love chatting with people. So whether it's foreigners that are coming into Indonesia for a vacation, or whether it's locals that are Indonesian, or in this place there's lots of people that are native to Gili Air, and also many natives from Lombok. And I just love talking with people, just basic conversations, and so I do. And I was walking by a family that I know I had met just the day before. And I said, hello, how are you doing? And they were so happy. It was actually, they said hello first, and then I said, oh, nice to see you again. And I saw a bit of a shock expression on their face. I thought, that's interesting. And so it was a gentleman, and I guess they had 2 kids and the wife or girlfriend, I think it was a family. And they were sitting and having their breakfast. And I said, do you know if I'm on the right direction for the hotel we met at? And there was just silence. And I thought, I wonder what happened there. Maybe they don't remember. I said, remember where I saw you yesterday, which is I was speaking to the gentleman who was speaking to me. And then I realized, wait, it's a different family. And so I apologized. They still pointed me in the right direction. They knew where I was going. And it's only me that recognizes that even in Canada, when I've worked with clients, many families or couples go on vacations when something not so easy has happened in terms of relationships. So let's say there have been affairs, and a couple wants to become a little bit closer. Let's just go away on vacation. We're too busy in our regular work days, so we get a bit of a break. We all need a break, and so we go on a break. And I've heard that even in those situations, oftentimes there can be affairs that are even on vacation. I know this. I have no idea about that family, but from the shocked expression that I saw on everyone's face, I'd say it made a splash, and I'm so sorry for that, but highly amused too. And I'm absolutely positive that it was not the same family, but boy, did they look similar. And this is the second splash that stands out to me today. I want you to know that we're all the same everywhere. So we actually make mistakes, and whether that's someone needing to apologize for something, or someone putting a foot in their mouth like I do pretty regularly, there's always something to be amused about, and there's always something that we can improve ourselves with. And I want you to know that it's always nice to be able to laugh at ourselves no matter what we're going through. Sometimes easy, sometimes not so easy, but when we can chuckle about it, it makes it a lot easier. Thank you, Gili Air, for helping me chuckle about a few things that I have not chuckled about for a while. I wish you a fantastic day or evening ahead, everyone, and I wish you make the splashes that make you chuckle too. Have a great day or night. Bye-bye.